Alright, welcome back. Here's kind of an update on the chassis build for the M40s. As you can see here, here's a picture of the cover manual of the Carisma. So far it's looking like a pretty nice build. A lot of quality engineering went into this. I mean, I'm not feeling any slop in the suspension movements. No slop in the A-arms down there. I mean, everything seems to be nice and tidy. I lubricated all the pivot points. Like, there's no slop here this direction when you pull back and forth on these arms. You get metal dog bones. You get adjustable toe on the rear. These are plastic end links, which is no big deal. I have no problem at all with that. And then you get a little metal threaded rod that goes in between. I actually like this better than what you see on a lot of the modern RC vehicles, where they got a little nut right here where you can turn it one way or the other. There is a lot of fine-tune adjustability built into this chassis. Let me turn this in a different direction here. And let's see if I can make this a little bit brighter here. Won't let me do it. Doesn't look like it wants to quite show it, but anyway, there's three positions for I got mine set on the lowest. They recommend, if I remember correctly, on the middle one for a neutral setup. In the owner's manual, they give you a neutral setup guide, what they think is neutral. I set it up to where I think it's neutral based upon suspension geometry and travel and camber. So there's 2 extra places where you can mount this guy. And there's a bunch of different locations where you can mount the outside of the tie rod here. So there's a lot of tunability. The shocks have preload adjustment. Let's see if we can get it to focus. I might be a little bit too close. The shocks have some preload adjustment, and there's some spacers to fill in there. I haven't put any in yet. Those are really nice. There's an actual 3-hole piston inside here, a couple of O-rings down in the bottom, lock everything in. And the front obviously is also adjustable. Got 2 points on the bottom side where you can put your shocks, and you got 3, I think, across the top. It might be covering one of them. It might just be 2. But I'm pretty sure there's 3. There's an inner one, and then there might be a lower one. I could be wrong on that. What I don't like about this build, I mean, even the build sheet has been absolutely crystal clear. Absolutely wonderful. To ignore the wheels slop right now because I don't have them set in intentionally because I'm going to paint the rims later. What I don't like is these tires. These tires are absolutely horrible. What I mean by horrible is the width of the tires. Let's put it in metric here. Turn the ruler the other way here. I mean, look how much. I mean, granted, I'm barely resting this on here. And look how much contact area you get from the tire. Let's push down a little bit, like approximate the weight of the vehicle, and you're still not getting a full contact patch. I mean, you really have to dig in hard to get a good contact patch. I really don't think that aerodynamics of the vehicle is going to be pushing that hard. Okay, so the tire width, the front's not too bad, but if you're building a race car, or you want to emulate a race car for whatever reason, let me turn down the brightness a little bit now. Why not put wide tires on the back? I mean, you got all this beautiful engineering in here. Why not put wide tires on the back? Why are the rear tires the same width as the front tires? Carisma and any other manufacturers, are you paying attention? I know they do it on buggies all the time. They put nice wide tires on the back. Why don't they do it for touring cars? It's the same tire in the back. I mean, it should be the width of this tire plus another half, in my opinion. Another half. I don't know where they take up the space here, then split the difference out there. It doesn't matter to me, but you should have wide tires in the back. Every production car sports car, I should better clarify, it's got wide tires. Lamborghini, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Corvette, Mustang, Camaro, even the old Plymouth Prowler's got wider tires in the rear than in the front. That should just be a standard when you're buying a touring car kit. And as far as I know, they don't offer, I don't know, maybe I have to do some more researching. Maybe one of you guys want to leave a comment below where to find wider rear tires with a 12mm hex. But all in all, this kit has been really awesome. The drivetrain is, before I put the motor in there, silky, silky smooth. I mean, there's no roughness at all. They did a wonderful job on the drivetrain. The dog bones are 90 degrees out of phase. And what I mean by that is, if we get down here to, let's see if we can focus up in there. Where you can see where this cup here has an opening. Well, this cup over here, let me see if I can rotate it back a little bit. Well, I lose my orientation when I'm looking through the camera. And there's the dog bone off to the side, and then up on top. So I like that. That makes them less likely to fall out, and it also helps with harmonics or unnecessary vibrations. So that's a nice little touch. So the other issue of concern is I think the front springs are too heavy or too strong. And then the steering, for some reason the left side is a little bit stiffer. Before I put in this bar, this pivot bar across here that attaches to this one, I've taken it back apart and messed with it a little bit to see if I can free it up. I've loosen this screw, I've loosened that screw to try and get it the same feel as that side over there, and even loosening the screws to the point where it starts to get sloppy, I still don't get the same feel. I've taken this all the way off and make sure I didn't have any Loctite rubbing up against the plastic to this metal right here, and I didn't have any, and I did the same things. And there's another metal sleeve that goes in here, same on the bottom side. Sorry about the focus. Smartphones aren't that smart, really. So there's some minor issues there. I don't know, maybe I put some more grease in there or something to lubricate all the pivot points a little better. And right now I've freed it up quite a bit, and it's feeling pretty good, but still not as smooth as the right side. I don't know why that is. But the front springs, in my opinion, are too harsh. And they're marked in orange. Let's see. Well, there's a little orange tag on them. You probably saw it just a minute ago. Yeah, there's a little orange tag. They're very, very firm. I think that that's the weak spot for this plastic area here. I think, depending on your driving condition, if you're driving on a silky smooth groomed track, then this is probably not an issue at all. But they should be more like these, the rear springs, which got a little white tag on them right here. I think those are perfect. Nice dampening, not too hard, not too firm. But the fronts are definitely too firm, so I think I'm going to order another set of rear springs to put in the front. But this is what they recommend for neutral geometry or neutral handling. And when you use their idea of neutral, you get a lot of toe in. I mean, a lot of toe in. I mean, these wheels, you're going to get a lot of drag. Again, my wheels aren't mounted. They're just kind of sitting there. But you get a lot of toe in, which is going to create a lot of drag, which is going to reduce your straight line speed. It'll be good for cornering, but that's it. So that being said, for the most part, I'm very happy about this vehicle. I mean, for the price point, I paid $100 for the kit. Granted, you got to install your own electronics. But I think it's going to be a good car. Oh. The body. I have never ran into a body that's so detail oriented. I mean, we got pieces galore to add to the body. Let's see if we can get a little better focus on that. Here we go. We got pieces galore, and it really doesn't say how to attach these pieces, or at least not that I've noticed. Like, I have no idea what these are. I know that right now they're attached to the clear body, but I don't know if I'm supposed to cut them out or they're just, there's nothing in the owner's manual about that stuff. But look at this. You even get a, let's see, it's better depicted on this side right here. You get aerodynamic package on the sides right here. Look at that. You get aerodynamics on the side, aerodynamics on the side, front. You know, you get a lot of detail. You get like a one, I could have sworn I was looking at the parts tree and it was like a two-piece mirror, but I could be wrong. But man, there's just a lot of detailed parts going into the car. And this rear wing right here, I like the rear wing because it's a hard ABS plastic. It's not the cheap Lexan plastic. So that part's really nice. As far as I noticed, there's, I'm guessing CA glue because they really don't say or show a picture or anything. Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe I'm blind. I don't know. But just so you guys know, that's what you expect from this type of kit.